congratulations, you guys. I mean, what an interesting film. I mean, first of all, you were talking about The Evil Dead and how that's kind of an influence on you, but tell me how you came up with this story, because it has to do a lot about mental illnesses as well.
Yeah, I mean, I never really come up with a full story at once. I start writing one idea, and then by the end, that original idea is nowhere even in the original script, so it's just kind of evolves and morphs and then turns into something else. I honestly have no idea how it got to that point. It just kept taking on its life of its own. It's like they say when you have a runner's high, and you're just like, your body's just going, and that's like every script I write, as it comes to a certain point where it's just like the characters take over, and they just kind of took over. I don't know. I'm into alchemy. I haven't seen a lot of movies about modern alchemy. Usually they're like old wizards out, like in a castle somewhere. So I just wanted to kind of give a fresh take on it and introduce some satanic panic into the elements.
And I think it's interesting that you chose your characters to be black, because there's a lot of superstition like in the African American community.
How racist of you.
It is very racist. I'm from the South Side, so I can say that.
You too. Yeah, I've been doing so many movies, I started to get pigeonholed that we're making these movies that are just like angry white boys in the city, and I was like, what if we just do the opposite and have it, well, not the total opposite, an angry black man in the forest. I just want to do so. I feel like there's too many white filmmakers making movies about white guys, too many black filmmakers making films about black people, too many women making films about women, too many men. I always make movies about men. I can't get out of that. But I just feel like it's time to start breaking out of this is who I am, and I'm going to make a movie about my exact experience. So when the actors came, I made sure that they tried to bring a little of themselves into it.
And the actors are so fantastic. I think as an actor, you have to really free yourself up and be so comfortable to do a role like this. Tell me initially, how open were they to really just going balls out, like just doing it?
The lead actor who plays Sean was the only guy when we sent the script to, maybe we had like 3 or 4 ideal people, and he was the only one that wrote back and said, I need a few days to think about it. I want to kind of read it over and feel it a bit more, where everyone else is like, I don't get it, it's not for me. Like, just very gut reaction. And so he was really grateful and kind of like psyched to have this role given to him that was not a traditional role for a young black man. So I feel pretty grateful that we landed him.
Tell me about location. Tell me about working with that location. I actually used to live in Michigan, so
look at you.
And I didn't know before I watched it, and I just thought, like, this looks like Michigan, like the places I used to go and explore. There's so many like forests and places to just get lost. Where exactly is it, and I mean, how did you
how'd it go?
Find this?
We shot in Allegan, Michigan, which is 45 minutes south of Grand Rapids. Michigan is kind of known for its deciduous forests. So you have green in the summers, you have 4 seasons. We were approaching spring, so we were kind of racing the kind of green growth. We wanted to have this whole gold palette involved in the film, so we were lucky to have the fall leaves that were under the snow the entire time. The snow had just melted, so the falls are still there, so we really played that up to kind of add to our gold palette. So, again, we were lucky to have like the time frame that we had, and we just beat at the very end of the shooting, we were fighting green all the time, so we wanted to get as much green out of this as possible.
And the gaffer had to take a pair of tweezers and pull a tick out of my leg at one point.
It's true.
So that's the kind of conditions we were working.
We have footage.
I need that for the behind the scenes.
Yeah, we got it. You got it. It's on the hard drive.
Okay.
Tell me about working with the animals. That must have been interesting.
The cat, Casper, is my girlfriend's cat that I'm a stepfather for. And that was kind of tough, because a cat, you can't train a cat really. You can't tell him to sit or to anything like that. So, but he was cool. He was relaxed somehow. You never really know what you're going to get when you have a cat. And then we have a possum that I'm not going to reveal any any of the movie magic behind this possum. I'm just gonna let people watch it and interpret it how they want, whether figure out how we got that kind of performance out of that animal.
It was the greatest possum acting.
You're damn right it was. You're damn
Even
right.
the cat, like, it's so, you said you can't train it, but I think that's part of the charm of it, like,
Yeah.
you know, just having this cat react how
Yeah.
the cat would act.
It hisses at weird spots. It like meows whenever it wants.
Fiji, I love it.
Isn't that what acting is? It's just reacting to
Exactly.
your
Acting is not
environment?
acting, it's reacting. And Fiji, he's a great reactor.
So tell me a little bit about
We just had actually yesterday or 2 days ago. I saw Alex Ross Perry, who did a movie tried to do a movie with his cat Fluffy, and he saw the movie and he said I could never get that kind of performance out of Fluffy. Good work.
Well, with a name like Fluffy.
Yeah, true story.
So tell me a little bit about alchemy for people who don't know what that is, and how it's another character in this film.
Talk to me about alchemy.
Alchemy is the pursuit of creating gold from the elements, from chemistry, using chemistry to try to actually create gold for, I guess, the benefit of making yourself rich.
Then the other part of alchemy is the kind of Satanists and black magic workers who are trying to also achieve eternal life, to find the sorcerer's stone that would unlock all the secrets of the universe. And we're not really focusing on eternal life in this one. We really are just focusing on kind of gold. He's mostly he's interested in what alchemy can unlock. If it's not just gold, what other kind of mysterious powers can he achieve through this process? And there's not enough movies about, or even stories about alchemy anymore. And all the alchemy in the movie is total bullshit. But that's half the fun. It's just like, it's a science that no one knows about and has no basis in reality.
Yeah.
So we just had a lot of fun with kind of goofing around with that.
And the idea of our character feeling like he's on the verge of it, I think is key. And he feels that, I mean, no one's achieved this before, so in history. So
He has a
feels
lot
like
of
he's
delusions.
Very delusional.
Very delusional.
And I like how you guys leave it really to our imagination as well, and you don't reveal too much in the film. And I also like how you guys use sound, because I mean, in a movie like this, sound is very important.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about
Yeah, I mean, what we hear is what kind of he hears in his head, maybe, and that's another character in the movie, is what's going on in his head. And this is like the first movie that I ever made that I felt like is like I'm leaving the audience with a puzzle, and I want them to kind of assemble it in however they want. So I want if the two people to go see the movie, and when they walk out, I want them both to talk about the movie after and have totally different interpretations of what they just saw, which normally I hate when filmmakers do that, but again, it's something I just kind of had to get out of my system. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, but I feel like all the pieces to the puzzle are there. If you watch it like 8 times, you'll be able to figure it out.
So watch it 8 times. is what you're
Yes.
saying. Okay, so my last question, was there anything, were you guys ever scared? Was there anything that, like, anything creepy that happened, or, I mean, because you're dealing with things that are really heavy,
Yeah.
so.
The only thing, not you? It never happened to me, but one of our MVP PAs, his name is Jackson, one of his duties in the early days was to stay to do a 12-hour shift in the trailer overnight, just to kind of make sure nobody would break in. And the first night he read the script and he said he was really freaked out the whole night and hearing things, and he got really spooked. I didn't get that experience, unfortunately. But I was before the first week of shooting. Adam and I are both easily scared. So if you go and buy this DVD when it comes out, or rent it on iTunes with the extra special features, there will be a featurette that I've loosely titled Director versus DP, Peak of Fear. And there is some examples of us being incredibly terrified while making the film. And you'll have to wait for the special features to see that.
It was shot in an old funeral parlor, by the way. We were convinced
Yes,
it was haunted.
filmed in an old funeral parlor in Allegan, Michigan. Very scary.
So where's this film going next?
It's going to the Fantasia Film Festival in Montreal. I've never been there, so I'm super excited. And we're gonna get Canadian as hell in there.
But right now
French
you're
Canadian.
Texas
so.
is hell right now.
Exact opposite
Like
of French
literally,
Canadian.
it's hell outside.
Yeah. And my driver was like,
It's actually like I get worn out by all the cold weather. This feels nice to me.
and then I said, how long does it take to drive from Austin to Dallas?
Like a week.
And I said, no, realistically.
Like 4 hours if you're from out of town.
And then I said, can we listen to the Dallas theme song? She said,
How old are you again?
yeah, that's just for like tourists who listen. That show is not about Dallas. We have songs about Dallas that are much better. And I said, well, I gotta go. Can you take me to a place to buy a cowboy hat and spurs? And she's like, I was like, I gotta fit in. She's like, you're gonna look like an outsider and a tourist of that. And I said, yeah, but I just want it because everybody in Dallas wears cowboy hats and spurs. She said, no, they don't. And I said, I think I need to get them to fit in. And she said, I think you're just gonna look like a tourist. So yeah, everything's been really good.
But is this your first time in Texas? Is that why?
No.
Okay.
But Dallas has his own TV show,
I
and she was
know.
just so offended by the fact that I was humming the theme song and asked her to listen to it, and really thinking that I thought that Dallas was exactly the same as the 80s TV show. So I was messing with her, and got really weird really fast. I've been to Texas many times, driven through Dallas. I've played the theme song on repeat as I've driven through. It's my first time though relaxing in Dallas, Oak Cliff proper.
Yeah.
It's been fabulous.
Who killed JR?
I don't know.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald. I gotta sit in that
Exactly.
dude's chair in 5 minutes.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks, Liz.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Liz. Thank you.